To find purpose in life is to be able to answer the question, what is the point? This is one of the most important questions that your psyche needs a good answer for. Without one, it can lead to a life of feeling lost and directionless and ultimately depressed. The good news is that there are many ways to find your purpose in life. All you have to do is take the time to understand what you're living for. As a coach, I've worked with so many clients who have wasted their time searching for their purpose out there in the world. As long as they're looking for their purpose out there, they would never find it. That's because the answer lies within. Following a process of self-discovery, I would lead them to understand who they are at their core, understanding their talents, their interests, their values, their ideal workplace environment, so on and so forth. The idea is that we all have some sort of a dharma in life. This is the Buddhist philosophy that our souls come to this lifetime with some sort of overarching purpose that everything else gets filtered down into. And in order to live a good, healthy, and happy life, we have to discover what that dharma is, following the breadcrumbs so we can start moving in that direction and feeling that soul level alignment where we start to feel really good. Life is designed to have us feel good when we're walking the path that is meant for us. And when we're not, well, that's when things go astray. So I'll give you one example based upon a client that I have been working with. He was working as a teacher for many years, and he was very miserable as a teacher. This was not work that was meant for him. And so it led to all sorts of problems, low energy, feeling stressed, depressed, and just overall not happy. And then he found me, and he reached out, and he was looking for help. He said, Adam, please help me find my purpose. Please help me fix my life. I can't do this anymore. He was in his 40s, and he was concerned that he was just going to stay on this miserable track forever. So I took him on this self-discovery journey because that's where it starts. If you want to find your purpose in life, you have to first understand who you are. It's not out there. You're not going to find it in looking at a list of jobs and careers that might seem good. You have to understand who you are because the clues are all inside you. So we completed this questionnaire where he answered questions related to his interests, what is he good at, what does he like about his work, what does he dislike about his work, what are his values, what is his ideal workplace environment, so on and so forth. And then he completed an exercise to share about his biggest accomplishments in life. And so he started to list things about his prior career in acting. And one thing really stood out, which was how he wrote this screenplay that he was really excited about. It was just a passion project for him early in his career that got the attention of an Oscar-winning director. So that was interesting. And in looking over his questionnaire, what I discovered was that this is a person who has high levels of creativity. This is someone who has a passion and a gift for writing. This is someone who really enjoys history and understanding current culture and cultural trends. This is someone who wants the freedom and flexibility to do his own thing, to be able to work remotely, so on and so forth. Now, do any of these things match up with being a teacher? They don't. So naturally, he was not happy in this role. This is not the role that his soul is designed for, his personality is designed for. And so in this process, I helped him choose the role of copywriter, because that did check all of those boxes. And so he began the process of moving in the direction of becoming a copywriter, and he is now in the process of becoming a copywriter. But here's the thing, that is not what really matters. That is not what has allowed him to transform from feeling miserable and unmotivated and stressed and unhappy to feeling passionate, enthusiastic, relaxed, at peace, having a strong sense of direction and aligning his life to that. He's not a copywriter yet. He's in transition. He did end up leaving his job and got a new job that is less distasteful, but still kind of boring, but it's paying the bills. So he's on the way. And he's already networked with many copywriters, and he's discovered and learned what it's going to take to build a portfolio and get this job. But he doesn't have the job yet, because it's not the job or the career that is the root of his happiness, that is the cause of his present state of joy and passion and fulfillment and purpose. It's knowing who he is, and it's moving in the direction of a life that is in line with that. That is the secret to finding purpose in your life. And notice how I didn't say finding your purpose. That was very intentional. Because finding your specific purpose is a very nebulous, mysterious thing that unfolds over the course of your life. So it doesn't have to be that hard. It's rather about finding purpose, a general feeling and experience of purpose in your life, so that you can answer the question, what is the point of your life? You have to be able to answer, why are you here? Why do you wake up each morning, brush your teeth, get breakfast, and exercise or whatever to start your day off right? Why would you bother? Well, I'll tell you why. Because you know who you are, and you know what kind of a life is going to make your heart sing, that is going to feel good. And it has to do with expressing your talents. That's a big one. Of knowing that you have gifts to give the world, and you're offering them in service. You're here to contribute to the world in a meaningful way. So, by understanding this, you can start moving in that direction. And guys, it's the direction that makes all the difference. It is not the destination, we know this. It's the journey. So, do yourself a favor and correct your journey. Our soul, our psyche, our mind intuitively senses, knows, feels when we are moving in the wrong direction. It feels like life is just not working, that something is off. I felt this way many years when I was working in 2 corporate careers that were very misaligned for me. I was bored. I was unhappy. I picked up a lot of bad habits. I wasn't taking care of myself. I had no energy. Because I couldn't answer the question, what's the point? I was headed in the wrong direction. I was going farther and farther away from the life that was meant for me. I was doing administrative work in the biotech industry. Then I was selling software in the tech industry. When this whole time, my personality, my soul, my DNA and makeup is about helping people, about using my emotional intelligence, about using my deep listening abilities, my ability to attune to people's needs, to sense their emotional state, to be able to offer wisdom, guidance, counsel, advice, and so on, based upon my knowledge and expertise of areas that I'm passionate about, like psychology and spirituality and personal growth and mindfulness and so on. And administrative work and selling software was not checking those boxes. And so what that meant was that my soul was in great conflict. It ended up resulting in a lot of physical pain and ailments in my body. Oftentimes, this misalignment is the root cause of some of these physical ailments, the mysterious ones in particular. So that's what's happening. That's how it works. This is about alignment with your nature, your soul nature, your personality, your psyche, who you are. So step 1 is to figure out, who am I? Step 2 is to start making changes in your life, little by little. If you love nature and you're living in a big city, maybe you should start looking into homes in a place that's in nature, or planning vacations to places that are in nature. For example, if you're really creative and as a kid you loved painting, you just had a natural knack for it, but you're working as an accountant and you haven't made a painting in years, well, time to go to the art store, pick up some paint supplies, and start painting on the side, and maybe reevaluate your career. If you're highly creative and being an accountant is out of line with that, that could be the cause of some suffering in your life. So find that alignment and just see what's going to happen, because it's been nothing less of a miracle for me. I had this intuition about being a coach when I was much younger. When I was 21, graduating from college, but I never believed it was possible. I didn't believe in myself. So I didn't do anything about it. And I suffered. And luckily, I listened to that intuition 13 years later and started a coaching business. And all of a sudden, whoosh, my life became much more in alignment. And all of a sudden, I started to feel a lot better, a lot more passionate, a lot more energized, and so on. And then I did it again in moving from the United States to Costa Rica, because I was living a particular lifestyle that for me was not fully in alignment. My soul desired to be in nature more, living in community, connecting with more like-minded people that were interested in psychology and personal growth and spirituality and mindfulness. And so I narrowed that gap even further by moving to Costa Rica. And so that's the process. It's a little by little, just understanding better who we are and just making those little changes, because that gives you a sense of purpose. You're living the life that you are meant to live. We are all here to live our lives in a particular way. We all have certain talents and interests and passions and values. And when it's out of whack, we won't be happy. It's the root cause of so much misery in the world. And if you're not happy, then take a moment to understand and ask yourself, do I even know who I am? Do I even remember what I like? And do I think that my life is aligned with who I am and what I like to do? Because if not, that's your sign to make some changes. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. Find alignment in your life. Create alignment by discovering who you are. Go through some sort of a self-discovery process. This is exactly what I do for my clients. So feel free to reach out to me if you need help, because it does make a big difference to work with somebody. It's really hard to figure it out on your own when you don't have that mirror of someone reflecting back to you your essence. It was very hard for me to understand who I was until I started working with coaches and mentors. But you can also do it through journaling. However you can, understand and figure out who you are and make the most of it. And I'll include a link in the description for an exercise to discover some of your talents as a way to get started. So click on the link to find out more. And in the meantime, I wish you all the best.